This video was made possible thanks to the support of our fantastic patrons. You guys are truly awesome. Hello everyone and welcome back to another For the Love of Commander. Hello everyone and welcome back to another For the Love of Commander podcast. My name is Alex.
And my name is Martin. Sorry, I can't get over that.
And today we're going to be looking at the brand new news coming out of the Command Zone and Gavin Verhey's announcement of the absolute splurge of Commander products coming next year, what we think of them, and our predictions.
Yeah, so we'll go through them in what will be chronological order. So first of all, we have the Commander 2020 edition decks, which will be released alongside the Ikoria pre-release, the next set after Theros, which will be April 17th. There will be 5 decks in this set, which last happened in 2016. We've had 4 since then, so it's a nice little return to 5. There'll be 71 new cards in these decks, and there will be themes from Ikoria in these decks. So the way that Gavin described it was like the energy in Kaladesh. It wasn't enough to make a commander deck around by itself, but there'd be cards supporting it to make it up to a reasonable deck size. If that makes sense.
Yeah, because everyone remembers how good and fun Energy was. Everyone loved that.
Yeah, Energy was a little bit crazy. So, first of all, I think that having 5 decks will be great for variety. So, if you think about the ones that had the tribal themes in, Edgar Markov dominated that. You see more Edgar Markovs than you do Enolas or Arabo.
You're struggling to remember them, that's the point.
Yeah, like there's always one deck that just dominates the rest, and I think when you've got 5, it means there's a bit more variety of what people are playing at the table, which is always nice.
Exactly. And I always quite like how the 4 do just seem like we've been gypped out of something like, lowered the amount. It's like, no, give me 5.
But with 5 decks, you do also run into the issue of there's physically not as much testing been able to do of them. So what I mean by this is, I know they've put a lot of effort into playtesting them, they always do. But if you have 4 game Commander games, there's always one deck that's going to be missed out, and then even if you rotate them around, there's less time that can be physically spent on each card. So you have the issue of, will they miss something? Will there be a card in there that just goes crazy combo with something, and it's like a 2-piece combo that goes nuts? There's more chance of mistakes the more cards you have. Alex is currently sat there going, don't agree with that one, but...
No, I think there are a few cards like that, especially like random cards, like cards like Teferi's Protection. A, why was that in already the most powerful deck of that set?
Yeah.
And B, like, that... I know they thought it was going to be powerful, I don't think they were going to be, like, the most powerful card in the print of a commander in quite some time.
Yeah, I mean, there'll always be things that get missed, but, like I say, the more cards you put out, the more chance of that happening there is. Although 71 new cards sounds like a lot, when you actually knock that down, it's not that many. So there's 5 decks, so that'll be about 14 cards per deck.
Yes.
Thank you for checking my maths there.
Maths teacher.
Which isn't that many, really, new card-wise. The rest will be reprints. So although it sounds quite impressive, not really that many. And when you consider the fact that there's usually 3 themes per deck, there's like the 3 face commanders, and then cards that go in different directions. That's going to knock that down by a third again. So you're not really going to have that much new stuff.
But we also have to remember the fact that they say that these new cards are new cards for the Eternal format. So even though they have themes from that set of Ikorai, they're not going to be standard cards that they've put in there and have quoted them as being new cards. They've said that they are brand new cards just for Commander.
Yeah, which is fantastic. Obviously, I'm not complaining about that. But it's the more you break it down, the less new stuff there is per deck. So it might work out really well, but it might just be...
It's still above the average number of new cards they put in.
Yeah. And with the themes tying into the sets, like you were saying, it means that upgrades might be easier as... If it's, let's go with energy, as was quoted before, if you had an energy-based deck, there's lots of energy cards that were in Ether Revolt and Kaladesh to put in the deck to upgrade it.
Yeah. It also means the fact that standard becomes relevant for commander players, because so many times we've looked at new standard cards and went, let's flip through all of that and get the 5 cards that are relevant to our format. Now, Commander players can actually look at the standard cards and go, right, I need this card for my energy deck because it's not on the Commander deck, but it's really good here.
Yeah, so that's a great little tie-in. I like that a lot.
So, what do you think's going to be in it?
So my prediction is going to be the return of tribal decks. Just because, honestly, I have no idea what could be in this. Nothing's been spoiled, nothing's been new and exciting has happened. But I think that it'd be cool to have tribal decks for the lesser loved tribes that have a lot of potential, like illusions, for example. We have illusion lords, we have an illusion creature that gives other illusions hexproof. That'd be a cool thing to have a tribe for. Or you could have minotaurs or insects.
You're missing the really obvious one.
Fairies?
Ikora, Lair of Behemoths. Beasts,
yeah.
tribal.
We do have some cool beast cards from the Naya deck from a few years ago. But
so you got stuff like Croson Warchief, Wirewood Savage, Contested Cliffs. All cards are referenced beasts by name, but they don't have a commander.
So is this your prediction?
It's my prediction. It's going to be Beast Commander that actually cares about beasts, which I'm a little tentative of because the last time we asked for a commander for a tribe, we got that werewolf garbage, whatever his name was. Ulrich?
Yeah, something like that. Who even knows
nowadays? It was so, put it this way, it was so bad we don't know the name of him.
So yeah, overall I'm really enjoying the idea of Commander 2020. I think it's going to be a really cool set. The Commander decks, even though they get a lot of hate sometimes, I've always personally enjoyed all of them. And
they get to come around earlier this year, so we're in that nice mid-spot where we've just had the new Commander decks. Don't have to wait that long until we get the new ones as well.
Yeah, it's fantastic. So, moving on?
Yep, so that was our first quarter of Commander. Then they're going into quarter 3 for Zendikar Rising Commander decks, where there'll be 2 decks themed around the world, with 3 new cards per deck. Not as great, but the primary reason for that is they're meant to serve as an on-ramp to Commander, like the Challenger decks were for Standard. They're not meant to be like the other decks are, where you can play them out the box at any level of not competitive, but any play at a table. They're meant to be a bit lower down on the curve, 3 new cards per deck, but helpful for people to get into Commander.
Yeah, because they're taking the spot of the Planeswalker decks, aren't they?
Yes,
so
they are.
They are literally, if you've missed the Commander decks that came out 6 months ago, there probably won't be any left in your local store. Here are some easy to get into decks which have, I imagine, the same themes as the set will have.
Yeah.
Because they're going to have all mostly reprints bar the 3 face commanders. So that'll be nice and easy. If you've started playing just here and there, bits and pieces of cards, you now get to see those cards in action.
Like, how many times have we wanted to make a Commander deck and been like, right, I need a Soul Ring, I need both sets of boots, I need a Thran Dynamo, I need the Signets. Like, little things that are just the basis of all decks. Having a deck that, like, here is the starting tools for that, make the deck.
Yeah, and even like decks like my Gashath deck, where I made it out of most of the stuff that was in Standard at the time.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a pain just to get all the stuff, even if it's not too expensive. Yeah. Just finding it is a nightmare.
And you still need stuff like your Kodama's Reach and all your RAM and stuff like that.
Yeah, so that will be interesting. I think that it'll be great for getting new players in, and it could be great for getting some much needed reprints in as well.
Yeah.
Especially with it being, this will be around the Zendikar set, so you can fit all those cool Zendikar themed cards like Avenger of Zendikar in, which are not highly expensive but could do with a reprint just to keep them low. But with there being only 6 new cards, you do have the issue of, is it worth it for pre-existing Commander players? Is it easy just to buy the one of the 6 cards that you actually want?
Depending on the reprints, and that's sort of my trepidation. If the reprints are fantastic, then they might get sniped up by all the players who might just want their, 6th Swiftfoot boots or something, whereas new players do need those cards.
And if they put in cards like the new Signet, the 2-mana taps for any colours in the Brawl decks.
Oh, yes, Arcane Signet.
Yeah, if they put that in, then people are just going to buy it for that. So, but the only other thing I could think of was that, yes, this is great for new players to get a Commander deck, but then there's only 2 of them, so every new player is going to have the same deck. Yeah. So that's going to cut down the variety.
But onto those decks, we only have one little tidbit of information about what's currently happening on Zendikar, and it's this piece of art.
I hope you're referring to the demon.
The demon one strangling the Eldrazi.
He says it's this piece of art and then points to the sky as if I'm supposed to know what that piece of art is.
Of course you're meant to know what it is.
That was my actual prediction, is that I think that Ob Nixilis has gone back to Zendikar once the events of War of the Spark was over, because he's absorbed so much power from Eternals that he apparently doubled in size. And I think he's going to go back and claim vengeance on the
Nissa,
plane.
yeah.
So I think Nissa will end up going back and it'll just be demons overtaking. It'll literally be, we've dealt with one threat and now there's demons everywhere.
Yeah, that's what I think the decks will be. I think it'll be, one deck will be demons and the other deck will be, I don't know,
Allies?
calls.
Yeah.
I don't want it to be allies.
I do, because there's a lot of good ally cards.
I know, but there's too many. In general terms, we can bugger off.
Well, maybe if they're not 5 colour allies, maybe like they're 3 colour, like Nea allies or...
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, and that's my... Are you thinking the same lines there? Or?
Yeah, it'll be it'll definitely be demons versus the good guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be nice if it wasn't Nissa, though, for a change.
Yeah, I'm getting a bit tired of Nissa, I'm going to be honest.
Well, isn't Kiora from Zendikar as well?
I believe so.
And Nahiri?
Yeah, she's a call. Yeah, she is.
So that other players would prefer to see over Nissa again.
Yes.
So the next set product is going to be Commander Collection Green, which is 8 reprints of green cards that are going to come out on Q3. There'll be 2 editions of it, a premium edition where it's all foil, and a regular edition where it's not foil. And to me this is like a signature spell book, Jason Gideon, but it's no one's signature spells, it's just good green cards. So I think this could go one of 2 ways, and I'll tell you which one I hope it is. Well, you probably guessed which one I hope it is by the tone of my voice. I think it could either be, here are the 8 most played green cards with cool new art and funky borders, and it would be stuff like Eternal Witness, Cultivate, Kadama's Reach, Birds of Paradise, Crowsome Grip, but then really not be worth the money for it.
No, it won't be.
Or the alternative is, here is Avenger of Zendikar, Sylvan Library, Growing Rights of Itlamok, Doubling Season, and it'll be really, really good.
One of those is not like the others.
Well, they're all cards that are worth a fair amount that are creeping up in price over time.
Yeah. But they all get new art as well.
New art, yes, and I imagine it will be frames similar to the spellbook style where it's fancy looking.
Yeah. This art of Yi-san with all the beasts around him, call right now, that's Chord of Calling.
It's got to be Chord of Calling. It's strumming a chord.
Yeah, it's strumming a chord, he's calling beasts, it's going to be Chord of Calling.
They've missed an opportunity if it's not. Yeah. And the other card, which is Wibbly Wobbly Plant Man.
Wibbly Wobbly arm flating inflatable tube man. Yeah, that one.
He tried really hard to get that right.
It's so that. Can you all see that outside a car dealership?
What do you think it is, though?
I think it's Seaborn Muse. I don't think, but Seaborn Muse is not that expensive a card. It's just got a reprint.
Well, Gavin's kind of hint was, it's a creature that's not from Kamigawa originally.
Yeah, but was there?
Well, I didn't say it was there. It's not from Kamigawa. It currently has theme. This theme of it is Kamigawa. And it has Azusa's headpiece as its like plant head thing. So I've got 2 things for it. I think it might be Oracle of Moldiah, because Azusa lets you play extra lands, Oracle lets you play extra lands.
Oh, they also have the same pose, don't they?
Yeah.
Oh, right, I like that.
The other thing, if that's a bit too spicy, is it could be Avenger of Zendikar, because it's making plants. It's got a little plant in front of it. It's creating.
If that's
stuff.
Avenger, I'm going to be so disappointed. I like that. That's an Oracle. I think that's my favourite take. I think it's Oracle.
Yeah, it should be Oracle, but it's one of those where is that a bit too much to ask for?
If it's Oracle, I'm getting the premium version. I'd love that in foil.
But that is the thing. There's premium and regular, so at least supplies, if they're printed in enough numbers, should be okay. Because if you've got the collectors who want the fancy shiny stuff like you, will get the premium, and the ones who just want the cards in the regular version who doesn't really like foils like me.
Which I think is a really good idea. I like the fact they've done that. But bear in mind, only PN premium stores get those. So if it's a regular, corner comic book shop that sells Magic cards, they won't get the premium ones, and you have to go to a proper Magic affiliated shop to do that.
Yeah. So that is the issue with this is it going to be enough print run to be successful?
Yeah, that is my big concern. If the print run is good, then this is a great product that can help with some reprints and get some Magpies quite happy. If it's a really scarce run, then it will have literally 0 effect on these cards.
Yeah, and you've got the issue if the stuff in it is really good, and because there's no MSRP anymore, is there? There's no recommended price. If it's so cheap that people just buy it out and hoard it to save and sell later on, you could end up with issues there. But overall, it's one of those things where if you like fancy art cards and blinging out your deck, this sounds like a great product. I'm quite happy with the bog standard stuff myself, but I know you really like it, Alex. So
what would be your, let's say, 4 or 5 predictions for what's going to be in it?
Oh, now you're asking, aren't you? Right, so I'm going to go with Oracle of Moldiah.
You're going to go Oracle, yeah?
Court of Calling's already there, so I can't really say that.
Nah.
Avenger of Zendikar. I'd like to see Sylvan Library, but, here's hoping. Same with Doubling Season. Doubtful it'll be in there, but it'd be nice. Birds of Paradise and Eternal Witness.
Thomas. I would say Green Sun Zenith.
Oh, okay.
I wouldn't say Doubling Season. I would say Parallel Lives.
Yeah, I suppose it could do with a reprint.
I would say the Emerald Medallion.
Oh, yeah.
And I was going to say Birds of Paradise as well, because birds.
You could have some sick art.
Yeah, despite being 1 green mana for a 0/1, it still commands a price tag as a modern, and it still gets played a lot in Commander.
And it's been reprinted so many times; it's still expensive.
Yeah.
Well, it's not too expensive. It's just more than it should be.
Yeah, more than it should be.
And you could bling out your modern deck with 4 pretty birds.
And our final products coming in Q4 are a new main set with some normal Commander decks coming with it. So we've got 70 new legendaries in our main Commander Legends set.
But it's legends, not legendary creatures. So that could be
Planeswalkers,
legendary
sorceries,
lands, sorceries. Yeah. So I think that's quite a sneaky way of getting around it. Like
which I'm quite happy it's not 70 legendary creatures. That would be a bit
much.
Yeah, but it's a draftable set. You get 20 cards per pack with 1 foil and 2 legendary creatures per pack. And what we know of it is a Baron Sangier in it, so the professor's happy.
And did you figure out who this was?
I did know it. Who is it?
It's Jessica. Better known as Phage the Untouchable.
Yeah, but the art is quite clearly her before she was corrupted.
Yeah, but because that's what was one of the points about this, was that it's all over different time frames, different planes. There's no set theme. It's just cool cards we wanted to put in a set, which is fair enough. I like that idea. I'm super excited for this as a concept, but there are a few things that worry me. First of all, it is a draft-based set. Now, to do that, the cards need to have synergy with each other to make a deck that works well together. So although it sounds like really cool, 70 new legends, you might think, I've got 70 new commander opportunities. But if those have to meld together, it won't really give that much diversity for decks because there'll all be a similar theme.
I got what you're saying. But then we don't know how big the set is.
True.
And the fact that there is 20 cards per pack, I think as long as it's done right with the idea of play outside of draft kept in mind, I think it'll be fine. Like, the best ever sets, like the original Innistrad, had a great draftable environment, but weren't confined to draft. Yeah. And I think as long as this set keeps that focus, they'll be fine.
And they have spent over 6 years testing it, so hopefully that's enough to work out any kinks. Another thing I'm a little bit concerned of is the price. Now, there's no recommended resale price for any products anymore, but with it having 20 cards in a pack, I'm concerned that stores will go down the Masters set kind of price.
It's 100% going to be Masters based.
So that's like, if it's $10 a pack, I don't know how much it's.
Around about $10 a pack. I imagine it's going to be at least that. 1 foil, 2 legendaries per pack. They will definitely go down the Masters route. Then
that would restrict access to some people, and it also make it a bit like they'd have to have some sick value in here to justify that, because this is the set where they would reprint Cyclonic Rift, Doubling Season, anything that's worth money will be thrown in here.
Getting ahead of ourselves there, because we've also got actual Commander decks that are going to come out alongside our main legendary set. There's going to be 2 of them with 3 new cards. They'll be in each deck, not in the legendary set. They'll mostly contain reprints, focusing on past commanders. My issue with these is that if they're from the new set, will these 2 decks be more powerful than, say, the Zendikar Rising decks and the Ikorai decks?
Well, they've said that the 2 decks are meant to bounce with each other, not with other decks from sets. So I imagine they...
And will they keep the normal price of other commander decks?
That's a good point, yeah. One of the things that I've just thought about, didn't think of in the past, was we're getting 3 new cards that aren't in the box.
Yeah.
And currently, buy a box promos aren't in a set. So would this have a buy a box promo? And would that be something like insane that isn't going to be in the set?
I don't think so. Buy a box promos are primarily there to help incentivize people to buy things from stores so that people don't go online so they can support their local GameStop. I think Wizards very much know this product is going to fly off the shelves. They don't need the incentive there. I don't think there's going to be a buy a box promo.
And that leads me to my next worry. Is it going to be a big enough print run for the demand that's obviously there for it?
With the amount of stuff they've put in Commander next year, I hope so.
Because my problem is, right, let's say it is $10 a pack.
Will be.
But there's a tiny print run, or, a medium-sized print run, let's say, which isn't enough for demand.
They will get
They will be bought and sold on the second market and no one will have access to it. And Wizards will go, right, this wasn't a success, we're not going to bother again. And I would like it to be a success, considering our investment in Commander.
Right, go on. So, predictions.
I'm going to go for...
You're going to go big.
I'm going to go for 2. One of them is my most reasonable prediction, I'm going to say now. They're going
Is it Avengers Zendikar?
No. I think they're going to finish off the cycle of lands found in Battle Bond, where it's if you have 2 or more opponents.
Yes. Oh
and I think they hopefully will, because the ones they did have gone up in price a fair amount.
Yeah, they're quite a bit of a penny.
Yeah, it'd be nice if they had the other half, and why not just chuck reprints for those ones in that we've had already, because just make everything.
I don't think they'll reprint them, because they were only
they've
just
got to have some sort of land in there, right?
Yeah, I think if they do that, they'll have the enemy coloured, or is the ally colour we're missing?
We've got ally, I don't even know.
I think we've got ally, we need the enemy colours.
Yeah.
And if they have those, that would actually be a super duper way to do it.
But my totally out there prediction, which I super hope is right, but probably will not be, an Urza Planeswalker that isn't the one from the Unset.
I'm going to say no.
If they ever were going to do it, this would be the product to throw it in.
They've just done Urza, and Urza got Paradox Engine banned.
But you're forgetting the fact that this set's been in development for nearly 7 years.
True that.
I think if they were going to make one that wasn't insanely broken and that would fit thematically, this is the only product you can really put it into.
That would be quite funny. I want Creator of Behemoth reprinted.
Oh god, no.
And Teferi's Protection at rare. Not Mythic. Put it at rare.
No, if they're going to reprint Teferi's Protection Mythic, it needs to be. Otherwise, everyone would have it and it'd just
Everyone
be
should have it. Everyone should have a copy of Teferi's Protection.
No.
So that, because the problem is, Teferi's Protection is more expensive than Cyclonic Rift. Which Teferi's Protection was meant to be an answer to Cyclonic Rift. So you've limited the answer to the card you had it to be an answer to. No, Teferi's Protection at rare, s'il vous plaît.
Well, that's it for our quick take on what is coming up in the next year for Commander, and it is a crazy amount of stuff.
Yes. We would like to say thank you. I know you probably won't be listening, Gavin, but if you are, thank you for the amount of support and huge amounts of products that are coming our way. It's nice to be acknowledged as a format. Yeah,
it's one of those things where Commander's been a little bit down recently. When it first came out, it was undervalued, and then it got hyped, and then for the past few years it's been a little bit down.
Bit stagnant, but now we are no longer the redhead stepchild of Magic. We are... What was it? Did we outsell a main event in the Command Zone? I think we did.
Yeah, and there's also the Command Fests, is it? I don't know what they're called.
The Command Fest, Command Zones, yes.
Let's hope they come to the UK so we can attend one.
We will do.
But yeah, that's it for our video. Thank you so much for listening, and thank you to all of our patrons for making this possible. We will see you next time, and we hope that you enjoyed it.